Hi there guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. Today we are talking about spiritual chills. I love this topic, so let's go ahead and jump into the rest of the video. Hi there guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Greta from Greta.com, and on this channel and on my blog I talk about spirituality, spiritual growth, law of attraction, personal growth, holistic living, and so much more. Basically whatever interests me and my soul. And today I'm going to be talking about spiritual chills. I've been wanting to make this video for about a year, and I think it's about time I record it, because I've been seeing more and more questions online about this phenomenon. So I just think it's time. I think it's time, and I also noticed that there's not a lot of information online, so I just feel like it's a good idea for us to share our experiences. I'm gonna share my experience with you guys, and you can also comment down below, share your experiences, and just kind of see what comes out of it and how different our sensations and experiences are. So this is gonna be a pretty, I guess, weird topic. It's a pretty esoteric topic, so if you feel a little bit skeptical, just keep an open mind. I guess if you've Googled this topic, if you're already here, then probably you know what I'm talking about or what I'm gonna be talking about. If you have no idea and you just stumbled across this video, because why not, click on something that says spiritual chills, then just buckle up, because this is gonna be an interesting one. Now, I'm just gonna start off with kind of explaining what I mean by spiritual chills, which I think it's gonna mean slightly different things to everyone. Now, to me, spiritual chills are basically these energetic downloads. Whenever I get a spiritual chills, it almost always feels like this current of electricity running through my body, and it always ends with a shake. So kind of like, I don't know, imagine being tased by somebody, not like massively, but just like slightly tased.
That sounds fun.
Or imagine a dog waking up from a nap and they like always have to like shake it off. So I just always feel like some kind of a current of electricity running through my physical body, and then just kind of ends with like a shake. I don't know, is it like similar to feeling cold, or whenever you hear some song that you really love and you just get these shivers? I don't know if it's similar. To me, it's a little bit different, but then again, I feel like to many of us, spiritual chills are gonna mean a different thing when it comes to the sensation, because I've heard some people saying that they kind of like just feel goosebumps or like chills on the surface of their skin, or maybe they feel spiritual chills only in a particular part of their body, let's say stomach, heart, lower back, arm, like whatever you can imagine. To me, it almost always is this current of electricity that ends with a shake. That's how I know most of the time that this is a spiritual chill. Now, of course, we experience these chills, so to speak, because of outside conditions. Whenever we feel cold, we experience chills, or as I already mentioned, sometimes when we're listening to a song that we really love, or maybe we are listening to some motivational speech that we really resonate with, and then we get these like mental chills, you know, when you get like goosebumps, or that used to happen to me like pre-COVID times, whenever we used to go to festivals, and just that feeling of being in a crowd listening to the music that we all love, it used to like send shivers down my spine and down my entire body. And it's up to you to discern when you're experiencing a spiritual chill versus a mental or just like a physical chill, if you know what I'm saying. It's up to you to decide if it kind of doesn't make any sense when you use logic, if it's completely random and I don't know, you're just cooking, thinking about something, and suddenly you get this like chill that intuitively you know didn't come from outside conditions, or it's on a mental chill, so to speak. I don't know, I feel like I'm rambling, but I hope you understand what I mean. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is that you will know. You will know when you experience spiritual chills, because they do feel different and they almost feel a little bit freaky in a way when you first start experiencing them. I don't know if that's the right word, but they just feel different. They kind of feel abnormal in a way, although there's nothing abnormal about them. Now, I kind of want to touch upon the question of why we experience spiritual chills, and I'm going to be pretty quick with this one. I feel like spiritual chills are a form of guidance. And the way I see it is that everything is energy. We are energy. Everything around us is energy. And we as people, and just like the things around us, everything has a certain vibration, a certain frequency. So whenever we have a higher frequency enter our energetic field, we may experience spiritual chills. Now, this I think happens a lot to people who actually take the time to connect to their spirituality, who meditate a lot, do yoga, prayer. I feel like it can happen a lot to people who actually take the time to sit down, slow down, and connect to themselves. Of course, when we talk about spiritual chills, I cannot make this video without mentioning spirit guides. I feel like in the spiritual community, I see spiritual chills and spirit guides mentioned in the same sentence a lot, and I feel like it's true. As I already mentioned, spiritual chills are kind of a sign of guidance, and I definitely feel like this is a form of communication when it comes to your spirit guides. Whenever they are trying to convey some kind of a message, they might use, signs, omens, synchronicities, certain images. It will differ from person to person, but spiritual chills are one of the ways that your spirit guides may communicate with you. Now, imagine yourself talking to another person and suddenly you get spiritual chills. Ask yourself, does it feel like a warning?
I knew there was something fishy.
Or maybe you had a certain thought while that person was speaking. Maybe you kind of got this feeling that they might be a little bit manipulative with you, and suddenly you get spiritual chills. That might be a sign that your spirit guides are kind of nodding in agreement that yes, you're right, that person is trying to manipulate you. So maybe it is kind of as I already mentioned, a nod, the spirit guides agreeing with your thoughts. Maybe it is a warning, or maybe it's even a nod to some kind of a positive thing. Maybe you're having a positive conversation with that person and suddenly you're just getting spiritual chills and you're thinking, oh my God, yes, I'm connecting with this beautiful soul and everything they're saying is so true. So you really need to ask yourself, just stop yourself after, during you get those spiritual chills, and just ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I feeling intuitively? Does it feel more like a warning? Does it feel more like a positive sign? What am I feeling? Just stopping and asking yourself, what was I thinking? What are my thoughts? What are my feelings? And then it will be easier to kind of understand what those chills actually mean. Now, obviously, you can connect to your spirit guides through various practices such as meditation, yoga, prayer, journaling, scripting, Reiki, so many modalities. And you just really need to tap into your intuition and really train it the way you would train your muscles as well, or your memory. Now, sometimes I feel like also this can be just a simple sign of we're here for you. For example, if you're going through a very tough period and you maybe feel a little bit alone, you are questioning, why is this happening to me? All of those icky feelings that we get when we're going through a tough period. Now, I must talk about spiritual chills as energetic downloads. And I know I've been using these two terms kind of simultaneously, and I will be using them a little bit simultaneously, but I also feel like sometimes spiritual chills may not be some kind of a sign, a warning, or a nod in agreement. Sometimes it is simply an energetic download. It is kind of a energetic transaction that merges your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies into a union. And you're no longer living in kind of double vision. So for me, it really makes sense because in this day and age, we are always running. We are always running on autopilot. We're doing things on autopilot. Our body may be doing one thing, but then our spiritual body is doing another thing. Our mental body is doing another thing. And everything is kind of scattered. So when we take the time to tune in, to slow down, to sit down, and just be with ourselves, we kind of see for example, imagine your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body just fitting right on top of each other in a perfect way. It's kind of like you're no longer living in this double vision and everything just fits perfectly. And you just suddenly get this moment of like pure magic. You're just here, you're present, you're intact, you're connected to the divine, you're connected to the earth, you're connected to all of your bodies and planes, and it's just a moment of pure magic. And I feel like it's important to acknowledge that sometimes these spiritual chills may not be some kind of a warning sign or, as I already mentioned, a nod in agreement. Sometimes it's just an energetic transaction that signifies that, yeah, you're tuned in. This is the right radio frequency, so to speak. And again, it's gonna be up to you to decide and to discern whether it's a sign. Should I listen to it? Should I ponder on it? Or is it simply everything coming into a union? Now, some other examples I can give you is, for example, you picking up a particular crystal and you just get these strong spiritual chills, and you just know that this is the stone for you. Maybe at that point in life, this is the frequency and the energy that is really, really needed in your life. The same thing goes, for example, maybe you are trying to rent out or buy a flat or home or apartment, a house, and you walk in and you just get these chills. And then again, you have to ask yourself, is it more of a yes, and is it an aha moment, or is it a strong no? And I feel like a lot of people are gonna intuitively know whether it's a yes, whether it's a no. Do you get an icky feeling from it? Do you get a nice feeling from it? So this is kind of, again, your spirit guides trying to guide you. But in any case, it's just simply, if you would like to generalize, it's just simply your intuition and your connection to the source, to the divine, speaking through your body and sending you signs, basically. Now, I also have a pretty exciting one for you. Spiritual chills, especially if you've been experiencing them quite frequently and they are a frequent occurrence in your life, they may mean that you are claircognizant. It may be a sign of claircognizance. I hope that I am pronouncing it correctly. But basically, claircognizance is a psychic ability that means clear knowing, I believe, inner knowing, clear knowing, and just the way some people see stuff or hear stuff, the same way some people just know stuff. It's an entirely separate topic on its own. There are a lot of things that I could say about claircognizance, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna keep it short. If you frequently experience this type of sensation, like spiritual chills, and you feel like your intuition is on point most of the time and you just know things without actually knowing them, this might be a sign of claircognizance. Now, if you want to hear a little bit more, if you want to find out a little bit more, I would suggest researching psychic abilities and claircognizance a little bit more. But again, as I mentioned, I'm gonna keep it short for the purpose of this video. And at last, I just wanted to touch upon a question that I feel like some people have. Can spiritual chills mean something, anything negative? Spiritual chills, if we would generalize, they either serve as a warning or they come as a positive sign, kind of like an aha moment, you know, nodding in agreement, all of that we already discussed. Now, even if it comes as a warning, and you will have to, again, trust your intuition, if those spiritual chills feel kind of icky, you need to ask yourself, what are my thoughts? What is the situation that I'm in? What are my feelings? What is going on around me? What does it relate to?
Too much thinking. Okay.
And even though it might feel icky and you might feel like, ugh, I don't really like this feeling, try to look at those chills as you would look at a stop sign, let's say, on the road. Now, when we're driving, those stop signs, those road signs, road markings, they serve as guides, let's say. Without them, we would probably be getting into very sticky situations. We would probably be getting into a lot of accidents. So try to look at those spiritual chills as if they were and are stop signs, like, stop, don't do this, we're giving you a warning. So it might give you an icky feeling, but it's never coming from a negative place. It's always there for your protection, for your highest good and the highest good of all involved. So trust your intuition, trust your heart, allow those spiritual chills to flow. And if you want to hear more, let me know. I will try to maybe answer some of the specific questions from my own experience, if you have any, and share your thoughts in the comments down below. This has been and is a very exciting topic for me. I always love these mysterious, esoteric things. So thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. I hope it made the topic a little bit more clear to you, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much.